Hello people! Today, I'm gonna be prepping my gear. I'm gonna be on set tomorrow. After several months of not working, I am gonna be going back to work. So, what I'm gonna do in this video is try to remember how to do it, first of all. Because it's been quite some time since I've actually mixed anything. I don't know if you guys remember, but before this lockdown, I was actually being a sound assist. It's been quite some time since I prepped my gear, so I don't know if I remember how to do them properly. So what I'm gonna do today in this video is I'm gonna try to document as best as I can how I prep for a show. I should have done this earlier because I have to be on set tomorrow. I think it should be like riding a bicycle. Everything should come back to me. So we'll see. So the first thing is I'm gonna make sure all my equipment's working. I'm gonna do a checklist. I'm gonna load everything into my car because I need to be on set early morning. It's currently 9 p.m. I have to be on set tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's gonna take me about an hour drive, so I need to do this quick so I can get some sleep. Let's do this. First thing I recommend you guys do when you're prepping for a show is read the script, obviously. See if there are gonna be any challenging difficulties. See how many cast I'm gonna be working with, the locations, the environment of the scenes, and I'm trying to get an idea of what's gonna happen by reading the script. This is just a small short film, so there's not like a lot of prep. Well, I'm sure there is, but I was not invited to, or none of that. They basically just asked me like last minute, no surprise, that they needed a sound guy. So this is what we're doing. I'm just gonna be prepping my gear, making sure I have everything I need and a little more in case whatever happens, right? So after I read the script, which I haven't actually fully, I just did a breakdown, so I know how many wires I'm gonna need for the day, so I could bring enough gear. As far as cameras and timecode goes, I usually just bring extras, and I just have extra cables for different cameras. So I basically have cables for all the cameras that they might need, which I should have just asked them which cameras were rolling, but like I said, this is kind of last minute, so I'm just gonna bring everything, all the cables. I suggest you guys ask before actually prepping, so you know exactly what's happening. And like I said, this is just a more short film. I'm just gonna be doing this to start to get just practicing, get out of the couch. Wanna use this as a little test, because we're gonna be working on a feature film next month, just to get the ball rolling, with this whole COVID thing. So we need to know how we're gonna be approaching cast and how things are gonna change. One thing they said is we're gonna be wearing masks, obviously face mask and a face shield to wire people, and then they're gonna have different stations so we can make sure everything is clean, our hands are clean. I'm gonna bring this puppy in my cart. I'm gonna make sure everything works. It's been quite some time since I turned my machine on, so I'm just gonna turn it on. The light strips are falling, so I'm just gonna fix that real quick. There you go, that was quite easy to do. I'm gonna set up my backup recorder as well. I got the cables for it. I'm gonna set up my Mix Pre 6. I grabbed my Mix Pre 6. Let me see what I got here. I got a 32 gig card in there. That should work. I have this MX power sled. Put it in here, like so. Power. And then we're just gonna squeeze this in here. Turns on, hopefully. There we go. Cool, so that works. I'm just gonna make sure my CL12 is working. I'm gonna make sure everything is nice. I'm gonna change cards, because I haven't touched this card in a long time. The way I have my cards organized is I have this little case, this rigid case, and inside I have several SD cards and CFs, because I'm still using the Sound Devices 688, and I use these bi-weekly. My CF cards are like my hard drives. What I do is I have a card for the afternoon and a card for the morning. At least that's how I've been doing it for the past years. I have two cases. One is for A card and one is for B card. A card is for the morning and B card is for the afternoon. So whenever I show up to set, I keep the CF card for the whole week, and I just change the SD cards daily. And I just keep these ones in little boxes. They have Velcro in the back, and my card has this little like soft Velcro, so I could just hook them into the actual doors of my card. That way I don't have to worry about it. So, and same thing with my CF cards. I have one that says week 2, week 1, and depending on how big the show is, I will have more. Another thing I recommend you guys doing before you start a show is format your card. Make sure you have everything backed up, but then right after before you start shooting, erase everything from your card. So format the cards and make sure there's nothing there for previous shows. So you have, whenever you're handing them out to the DITs or the DMTs or whoever is handling the data at the end of the day, or if they're doing film breaks during the day, they find only the files they need and there's no extra things in there. So now what I would do is I'm just gonna go to my menu, file storage, and I'm gonna format my CF card that I just put in there, because format, okay, it's erasing everything from there, and then boom, nice and clean, fresh. Okay, so once the media is all format, I'll do the same with my backup recorder. In this case, it will be my Mix Pre 6 SD card. Should be a minus 20 dBs. I'm just calibrating my recorders right now. My lights are working in my card, so it's good sign. Let me see if my iPads are also working. The main reason why I have this big iPad over here is so I could read the script. Another reason why I like to keep this iPad here is also because I could have the call sheet, so I know what's gonna happen during the day. So for example, they send me the call sheet on my phone, but I want to have it in my card because I'm going to be using the card to record. I'm just going to airdrop this to my iPad. I'm going to open this on Scriptation, which is the app I use to read my scripts. I have the call sheet that I'm going to be using for tomorrow. I can see where my crew call is, where should I go to park, and I can also follow the day. And the cool thing about Scriptation, guys, if you haven't used this, you can make notes, and you can also have highlighters. So for example, if you finish scene 2, you just get rid of that one. The next scene, boom, pretty nice, keeps everything organized. You don't use paper anymore. You don't have to be dealing with highlighters like a 9-year-old. I know it's fun sometimes to do arts and crafts, but this is just more efficient in my opinion. Also the same thing when you have the scripts. You can allocate different colors for different actors, and you don't have to mess with anything anymore. And then on your mixing board, those same actors have the different colors on your faders, at least on my setup. So I can also have that visual representation of an actor coming up. Keeps everything nice and tight, and you're watching the picture, and it's great. So now that that's working, let's make sure my speakers are working. Let's send some tone. That's good. That means my speakers are working. Because sometimes I don't like to be wearing headphones all the time. They get pretty annoying. Because I'm using the Mix Pre 6, the version 1, there's no timecode, so I need to feed timecode. I need to find the cable and send timecode from my 688 to my Mix Pre 6. So that way I can also have a record trigger, so whenever I hit record, it automatically hits record to the Mix Pre 6. To have the backup, and right now I'm only currently sending the mix as my backup. The next thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna turn all my labs, make sure everything works. None of the cabling got messed up all this time. It was just sitting there because, you know, cables tend to do crazy things when they're not doing anything. I'm gonna make sure each one of these cables are going in clean into my 688, and then after that I'm gonna be working on my Comtech. So I'm just gonna be following along. So next thing is gonna be doing the timecode real quick, make sure I got my locket boxes charged, make sure I have all the cables. So let's do that right now. My tentacles. I currently have 3 tentacles of the new generation tentacle sync keys. I have all the cables I would need. So just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna turn them on and I'm gonna jam timecode just to make sure if I still remember how to do things. Wanna know how to operate these things? I think I made a video, but I don't know how educational it is. I'm gonna leave it in the corner here. I think I'm only gonna be needing 2 locket boxes, but so I won't mess with this one. And I also always keep a locket box in my cart in case something happens, my machine crashes or something. I keep this as a backup. So all my locket boxes, for the most part, most of the time they're always on point and they never drift. But sometimes my recorder decides to take a nap, so I have to rejam everything. And instead of rejamming every single piece of equipment out there in the field, I just rejam my recorder back to the same timecode that all my locket boxes and smart slates were reading. That way I don't waste any production time and I'm ready to go in a matter of minutes. Alright, so all my local boxes are running. What I would do right now is I just need to make sure I got my cables. I'm gonna be making a video about timecode pretty soon here, guys, because that's a huge topic I get asked a lot. But one quick tip I can tell you: when you guys buy tentacles, make sure you get the right cable, because timecode, it is directional. So if you don't have the right cable, it might not work. In this case, we want to come from the sound devices 688 to a locket box. So what we're gonna do is we need to have a 5-pin limo to a small tentacle TRS connection. So we plug this into my timecode breakout box, and right now I don't have timecode activated, so that's why it's not working. So this is why we do these things, so we'll remember how to do things. So just come here with me, guys. Let's chat. Let's hang out here. So right now I'm trying to send timecode from my SAX88 into my tentacle, but it's not reading it. As you can see, it's blinking red. The reason that's happening is because I don't have timecode activated on my recorder at the minute. When I'm not using my recorder, I like to kill the timecode inside of my machine, so the battery inside of my 688 doesn't deplete, and whenever I want to use it, timecode is always solid and it maintains its time for a long time. So let's turn it on now. And then you have timecode here. So once you activate timecode, as soon as you plug that cable into this tentacle, it gets synced. But now I need to make sure it's the right time. Yeah, I think it's right. So yeah, timecode's working. And then from that one, I just use a small little cable from my box here. And then I'm gonna transfer the timecode from tentacle to tentacle. So from here, I will put it here. And it goes green. And from that same one, I will put it here. And it's gonna go green. Timecode cables are directional, so I need to get the cable coming from the tentacle to the sound devices, and that way I can check the incoming timecode from my locket box in my recorder on this version 1 of the tentacle. I would just go to the timecode menu. And a cool thing in the sound devices, when you have an external timecode coming in and it's plugged in into it, if you go to the jam receiving timecode menu, it tells you how many frames the actual timecode is drifting from the outside device. So that's kind of cool. It's exactly the same. That's cool. The only thing I cannot check from here is the battery. That's the only downside of the version 1 tentacle things. You have to actually plug it into an iPhone or something. For the tentacle things on this version 2, you can just get the app. Now I can see my tentacles in my phone, and that's a pretty neat feature of the Sync E timecode boxes, that I can see the battery life, I can see everything. Timecode is one of those things that if it's not solid, it doesn't matter how close you are, you still need to do it manually, sync it manually. So timecode, in my opinion, needs to be on point every single day. Alright, now let me jam my Slates. These are the Slates I'm currently using, Denikis TS3s I think they're called. Plug it in here at the bottom. We grab any of our locket boxes. Usually I grab the one that I'm gonna give to each camera, so I will jam each Slate with each locket box with their Slate. This will be for camera A, so they will have the red banded locket box. And then I will just turn it on. It's gonna tell me battery life 7.1, 24, 21, all that good stuff. I'm gonna make sure the other one is working as well, because I had an issue with one of my Slates past show. One of the Slates, because it was raining or something, it just didn't wanna work. You see, it's kind of coming back. All the knowledge is still there, I was actually kind of nervous to go back to set. But I knew if I didn't actually say yes to this gig, I was not gonna feel comfortable when I was actually going to be doing my other show. It's actually the one that broke. Well, at least stopped working, but now it works again. I have a nice little saying there, treat me like a god. I'm a really pretentious person. If you've been watching for this long, you know it's true. You know I like to exaggerate things sometimes. I'm also Mexican, so that doesn't help. I made some brain covers. Well, I got these made actually for my smart slate, so whenever it's raining outside. Okay, so now that we know the timecode's working, let's go into the wireless. Alright guys, so this one is one that you guys have not seen around. My newest location sound wireless bag. This is where I keep all my wireless transmitters. So let's take a look here, right? My DPA gooseneck microphones, all my DPA mounts, all my DPA microphones, DPAs, more DPAs. So yeah, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna put some batteries on those and make sure they work with my recorder again. You could not be on set in 2020, some alcohol swabs, so I recommend you guys stocking on these because they're gonna be crucial for you. Good morning, everybody. Today is my first day back to work. On my way to location. It's an hour away, so I'm gonna be arriving an hour early. I don't know how they sent me like a whole breakdown of how things are gonna be for this whole COVID thing. The crew seem to be having on point. Hey Andy, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you find out what cameras we're using?
Yep. Right beside that hand. 1 second.
Can you slow-mo it?
Maybe.
I have to slow-mo it for you.
Are you smiling or are you angry right now?
Neutral. You'll never know now.
See you tomorrow.
Got a card for me, brother?
Everybody, 10 rounds. Ear protection, please. Everybody get your ears in. Ear protection now. Fingers in your ears. Action.
Okay, great. Here we go. Lock up and let's roll sound.
That's me.
9, take 1. A mark.
B mark. Yep. Second stick. And set.
Action, Joe.
I missed you, Anna. I missed you too. Fuck, here she comes. Okay. Do you have a... Huh? Let me try and... we need to get out of here.
Hi.
FBI, come in.
Who's this?
Feds, I bet.
Nikolai, freeze, FBI. Stop with a hand. You're coming with us.
I'm not going anywhere.
These two.
Nikolai and Alex are coming with us. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
How about everyone just lower their firearm and we just talk about this like adults?
Good idea. Her first.
Not happening.
Okay, well, heck! Okay, see? Someone's gotta lower their guns first. Okay, Dawn, how do you feel about that plan?
Shut the hell up, Mike.
Okay, not feeling great about it then. How about this?
That's okay.
I'm mostly a stand-up comic, so.
The quick short film was done yesterday. It felt challenging the first day. I don't know, it felt weird. I don't know, it's just the first show back, it just feels weird. After the first few shots, everything, we started to get a rhythm going. It's good to see that even though I thought I was gonna be rusty, I don't know, I just didn't know what to expect. I kind of forgot. As soon as they said roll sound, everything just clicked. I just knew what to do, and that was kind of nice. And I think it was the same for Andy. First show back, it was a pretty nice show. It was pretty fun. I love what I do, honestly. Once I was back on set, I just realized what I do. Remember to wear your mask, guys. Even though you think they don't help, it's better than nothing. They do actually help. Yeah, that was just a little behind the scenes. I know you guys love those. We're gonna prep for another one. It's pretty soon, so that one's gonna be also pretty interesting. I have a few ideas for some videos that I think are gonna be pretty helpful for everybody starting out. So for all of you out there thinking of getting a sound card, I recommend you stick it with something light. Don't build anything this big and obnoxious, because if you don't have the right transportation, it's just gonna get banged up. Everything's gonna be moving inside. Thanks for watching. As always, you guys are amazing. Also, some new and exciting news are coming. I don't know if you guys are gonna be excited about it like I am, but I am excited. So thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.